A poor mindset is not about money in your pocket. It's about the limits you set in your head. You can be broke today and still think rich, or you can have money and still think poor. The poor mindset says, I can't. The rich mindset asks, how can I? One closes doors before they open. The other looks for windows of opportunity. Poor thinking believes in luck alone, but rich thinking believes in effort and growth. Your future is built by habits of thought, not by waiting for miracles to arrive. The poor mindset avoids responsibility, blames others for every setback in life. The rich mindset takes full control and uses every failure as fuel to rise. Scarcity thinking says, there's never enough. Abundance thinking says, there's always more to create. When you shift from fear to possibility, your world begins to expand in every way. The poor mindset wastes money on wants, chasing pleasure instead of building assets. The rich mindset invests wisely in growth and plants seeds for a stronger tomorrow. Poor thinking says, I'll start later. Rich thinking says, I'll start now. Time is the most valuable currency you have. Don't waste it waiting for the perfect moment. A poor mindset sees obstacles as walls. A rich mindset sees them as stepping stones. Both face problems, but one chooses defeat, while the other finds a way through. The poor mindset sees education as expensive. The rich mindset sees ignorance as the real cost. Knowledge multiplies wealth and opportunities. Ignorance keeps you trapped in circles of struggle. Fear drives the poor mindset to settle. Courage drives the rich mindset to risk. If you never step outside your comfort zone, you'll never discover how far you can go. Poor thinking asks, what if I fail? Rich thinking asks, what if I succeed? Your focus determines your reality, so shift your vision toward possibility. The poor mindset spends energy complaining, while the rich mindset spends energy creating. One talks about problems endlessly, the other works to find solutions. Jealousy fuels the poor mindset. Inspiration fuels the rich mindset. If someone else can succeed in life, it's proof that you can too. Poor thinking looks for shortcuts. Rich thinking looks for discipline. Quick wins fade, but habits last, and they shape the wealth of tomorrow. A poor mindset says, money is evil. A rich mindset says, money is a tool. It's not about greed or selfish gain. It's about freedom, growth, and impact. The poor mindset is afraid to dream. The rich mindset dreams without limits. Your vision is the foundation of success, so never be afraid to think big. Poor thinking avoids risk and stays small. Rich thinking dares to build empires. Both face fear, but only one acts. And that action creates transformation. The poor mindset waits for permission. The rich mindset takes initiative. If you wait for the world to validate you, you'll be waiting your entire life. To get rid of the poor mindset, you must renew your thoughts daily. Think growth. Think abundance. Think action. And your life will shift from lack to prosperity. The poor mindset focuses on problems. The rich mindset focuses on solutions. Whatever you magnify becomes your reality. So, choose to magnify opportunities. Poor thinking sees money as the goal. Rich thinking sees money as the result. Wealth follows those who add value, not those who chase it blindly. The poor mindset fears competition. The rich mindset thrives on creation. You don't need to beat others to win. You just need to build better and bigger. Poor thinking lives paycheck to paycheck. Rich thinking creates multiple streams. Security doesn't come from one source. It comes from building pillars of income. The poor mindset sees learning as a burden. The rich mindset sees learning as leverage. Every new skill adds power to your life, and every book you read pays you back. Poor thinking avoids accountability. Rich thinking seeks feedback to grow. Mistakes are not the end of the road. They're stepping stones to mastery. The poor mindset says, that's not for me. The rich mindset says, why not me? When you open your life to possibility, doors appear where walls once stood. Poor thinking gives up after rejection. Rich thinking uses rejection as redirection. Every no brings you closer to a yes. If you keep knocking, doors will open. The poor mindset works only for survival. The rich mindset works for legacy. It's not about what you earn in a day, but about what you build in a lifetime. Poor thinking runs from discipline. Rich thinking embraces structure. Discipline is painful in the moment, but freedom comes from its rewards. The poor mindset clings to comfort. The rich mindset pursues challenges. Growth never happens in safety zones. It happens where fear and courage meet. Poor thinking spends everything today. Rich thinking saves and invests tomorrow. Wealth is not built by chance or luck. It's built by patience and vision. The poor mindset idolizes entertainment. The rich mindset values education. While one escapes reality for a moment, the other builds reality for a lifetime. Poor thinking follows the crowd. Rich thinking dares to stand apart. The masses will keep you average, but leaders carve their own path. The poor mindset avoids hard work. The rich mindset thrives on effort. Success is sweat turned into results, and comfort zones never made history. Poor thinking fears change and resists. Rich thinking adapts and grows. The world belongs to the flexible, not to those who refuse to evolve. The poor mindset dreams without action. The rich mindset acts until dreams come true. Ideas alone don't build empires. Relentless execution does. Poor thinking asks, what will people say? Rich thinking asks, what will my future say? You can live for approval or progress, but never achieve both at once. The poor mindset believes success is luck. The rich mindset knows success is strategy. Luck may open one door for you, but strategy builds 1,000 doors. Poor thinking gives up when tired. Rich thinking keeps going until it's done. Winners don't stop at exhaustion. They stop when the mission is complete. The poor mindset blames circumstances. The rich mindset creates new ones. You don't wait for the weather to change. You learn how to dance in the storm. Poor thinking depends on luck for money. Rich thinking builds systems for wealth. Consistency beats chance every time, because systems never sleep. The poor mindset sees failure as an end. The rich mindset sees failure as a teacher. Every loss hides a hidden lesson, and every fall prepares your rise. Poor thinking waits for the right time. Rich thinking creates the right time. Opportunities rarely arrive on their own. You build them with bold action. The poor mindset avoids risk forever. The rich mindset manages risk wisely. Without risk, there is no reward. But with wisdom, risk becomes growth. Poor thinking says, I can't afford this. Rich thinking asks, how can I afford this? One shuts the door of creativity. The other opens the door of ideas. The poor mindset spends to impress. The rich mindset invests to progress. Chasing status leaves you broke, but chasing growth leaves you free. Poor thinking hides from responsibility. Rich thinking takes full ownership. When you own your story completely, you gain the power to rewrite it. The poor mindset escapes into fantasy. The rich mindset builds the future. Daydreams don't pay the bills, but planning and action do. Poor thinking waits for rescue. Rich thinking becomes the rescuer. Nobody is coming to save you. You are the hero you've been waiting for. The poor mindset avoids networking. The rich mindset builds connections. Your circle shapes your direction, so choose wisely who you walk with. Poor thinking focuses only on today. Rich thinking plans for decades ahead. When vision extends beyond the moment, the future bows in your favor. The poor mindset fears criticism. The rich mindset grows from it. The truth may sting for a moment, but it strengthens you for a lifetime. Poor thinking settles for mediocrity. Rich thinking strives for excellence. Excellence is not perfection. It's giving your very best every day. The poor mindset asks, what do I get? The rich mindset asks, what can I give? Those who serve become leaders, and leaders attract abundance. Poor thinking wastes time complaining. Rich thinking uses time creating. Minutes wasted cannot return, but minutes invested build empires. The poor mindset waits for miracles. The rich mindset creates miracles daily. Success is never accidental. It's intentional work repeated. Poor thinking fears starting small. Rich thinking celebrates small beginnings. Every oak tree began as a seed, and every empire began with one step. The poor mindset seeks comfort in excuses. The rich mindset finds power in action. Excuses keep you stuck forever, but action sets you free today. Poor thinking asks for guarantees. Rich thinking acts with faith. The only guarantee in life is effort, and effort always pays its price. The poor mindset avoids learning. The rich mindset never stops studying. Knowledge is the real currency, and wisdom multiplies it daily. Poor thinking treats money as the enemy. Rich thinking treats money as a tool. It's not about worshiping money. It's about mastering how it works. The poor mindset clings to comfort zones. The rich mindset lives in growth zones. Comfort feels safe but keeps you small. Growth feels hard but makes you great. Poor thinking complains about problems. Rich thinking solves them with creativity. Every problem hides an opportunity if you have the courage to see it. The poor mindset imitates the crowd. The rich mindset thinks independently. Trends may come and go, but originality builds legacy. Poor thinking seeks instant results. Rich thinking respects delayed success. Seeds take time to grow, and so does your destiny. The poor mindset fears competition. The rich mindset embraces it. Competition sharpens your edge and prepares you to stand out. Poor thinking wants praise now. Rich thinking wants results later. The applause will fade away, but real success never does. The poor mindset avoids discipline. The rich mindset makes it a habit. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-respect. Poor thinking lives for weekends. Rich thinking builds a life you don't escape. When you love your mission, every day feels worth living. The poor mindset fears rejection. The rich mindset grows from it. Every no brings you closer to the yes that changes everything. Poor thinking depends on one income. Rich thinking creates many streams. Security is not in one paycheck. It's in building multiple flows. The poor mindset waits for motivation. The rich mindset builds discipline. Motivation is a spark that fades, but discipline is the fire that stays. Poor thinking plays the victim. Rich thinking plays the creator. Your thoughts shape your world. So, choose to write a better script. The poor mindset seeks shortcuts. The rich mindset trusts the process. Fast roads often lead to dead ends, but steady roads lead to success. Poor thinking fears change. Rich thinking welcomes it. Life rewards those who adapt, not those who resist. The poor mindset hides talents. The rich mindset develops them. Your gifts are not accidents. They're tools to impact the world. Poor thinking wastes money on wants. Rich thinking invests in needs. Wealth is not about more spending. It's about smarter choices. The poor mindset wants permission. The rich mindset takes initiative. Stop waiting for approval. Start moving with confidence. Poor thinking values entertainment. Rich thinking values education. The time you spend learning today becomes the freedom you enjoy tomorrow. The poor mindset looks for luck. The rich mindset creates chances. Luck comes to those prepared, not to those who wait empty-handed. Poor thinking says, "It's impossible." Rich thinking asks, "How can I?" Every barrier has a door, if you have the courage to search. The poor mindset spends all earnings. The rich mindset multiplies them. What you keep and grow builds your true future. Poor thinking hides from challenges. Rich thinking trains through them. Hardships are not punishments. They are classrooms for greatness. The poor mindset depends on others. The rich mindset builds self-reliance. Dependence keeps you trapped. Independence sets you free. Poor thinking waits for the right time. Rich thinking starts with what's in hand. The perfect moment never arrives. Action creates it. The poor mindset blames the system. The rich mindset beats the system. The rules may be tough, but champions learn how to win. Poor thinking avoids risk. Rich thinking manages it wisely. Risk is not the enemy. Ignorance of risk is. The poor mindset buys to impress. The rich mindset invests to progress. Status fades in days. Assets grow for life. Poor thinking wants everything fast. Rich thinking trusts slow growth. Small steps daily lead to giant victories. The poor mindset avoids reading. The rich mindset devours books. A single idea from a book can change your destiny forever. Poor thinking spends time gossiping. Rich thinking spends time building. The voices of others won't pay, but your vision will. The poor mindset fears failure. The rich mindset uses it as fuel. Every failure is feedback, guiding you to the right path. Poor thinking limits their dreams. Rich thinking dreams without limits. Your vision shapes your future, so think bigger than your fears. The poor mindset wants security. The rich mindset seeks freedom. Security may lock you in. Freedom lets you fly high. Poor thinking avoids responsibility. Rich thinking owns every result. Accountability brings growth. Excuses bring chains. The poor mindset plays small. The rich mindset plays bold. History remembers the bold, not the timid. Poor thinking follows the crowd. Rich thinking builds the crowd. Leaders don't wait for direction. They create their own. The poor mindset sees obstacles only. The rich mindset sees opportunities inside them. The world is the same, but perception changes everything. Poor thinking sees money as scarce. Rich thinking sees money as abundant. Scarcity closes doors. Abundance opens them wide. The poor mindset works only for money. The rich mindset makes money work. When you trade time for cash forever, you'll always remain trapped. Poor thinking says, I can't afford it. Rich thinking asks, how can I afford it? One closes the door instantly. The other unlocks creativity. The poor mindset lives in fear. The rich mindset lives in faith. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Poor thinking avoids mentors. Rich thinking seeks their wisdom. Guidance shortens the journey, while pride makes it longer. The poor mindset focuses on today. The rich mindset builds for tomorrow. Short-term pleasures fade, but long-term vision endures. Poor thinking says, it's too late. Rich thinking says, it's never too late. Every sunrise is proof that new beginnings exist. The poor mindset sees problems. The rich mindset sees solutions. Problems are puzzles, waiting for a sharp mind. Poor thinking sees work as punishment. Rich thinking sees work as power. Your labor is not slavery. It's a tool to shape your destiny. The poor mindset surrounds with doubters. The rich mindset surrounds with winners. Your environment matters. It will raise you or sink you. Poor thinking waits for rescue. Rich thinking becomes their own hero. No one is coming to save you. You are the savior you need. The poor mindset craves instant relief. The rich mindset endures discipline. Discipline may hurt now, but regret hurts forever. Poor thinking looks at the price. Rich thinking looks at the value. Cheap costs you more. Value pays you endlessly. The poor mindset wants to be entertained. The rich mindset wants to be educated. Hours wasted on distractions could build empires if used well. Poor thinking doubts everything. Rich thinking believes in possibility. Doubt paralyzes action. Belief ignites fire. The poor mindset avoids responsibility. The rich mindset takes control. When you own your choices, you own your future. Poor thinking fears competition. Rich thinking learns from it. Competition sharpens skill and builds resilience. The poor mindset copies blindly. The rich mindset innovates boldly. Imitation keeps you behind. Innovation makes you a leader. Poor thinking quits at the first fall. Rich thinking rises stronger each time. Defeat is not the end. It's a teacher in disguise. The poor mindset complains about hard work. The rich mindset embraces it with pride. Every sweat drop is a seed that grows into freedom. Poor thinking limits their circle. Rich thinking expands their network. Your connections are bridges that lead to greater heights. The poor mindset looks for excuses. The rich mindset looks for execution. Excuses build walls. Action builds empires. Poor thinking fears risk. Rich thinking studies risk. The more you learn about risk, the less you fear it. The poor mindset seeks approval. The rich mindset seeks progress. Chasing validation is slavery. Chasing growth is freedom. Poor thinking says, what if I fail? Rich thinking says, what if I succeed? One sees danger, the other sees opportunity. The poor mindset clings to comfort. The rich mindset embraces discomfort. Growth only begins where comfort ends. Poor thinking spends all income. Rich thinking invests for tomorrow. If you plant nothing today, don't expect harvest tomorrow. The poor mindset watches others win. The rich mindset builds their own victory. Spectators clap for champions, but never touch the trophy. Poor thinking avoids learning. Rich thinking never stops learning. Every book, every lesson becomes a tool for success. The poor mindset hides from problems. The rich mindset faces them head on. Every solved problem is a new level unlocked. Poor thinking fears change. Rich thinking creates change. Change is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. The poor mindset waits for luck. The rich mindset creates luck. Luck is preparation, meeting the right moment. Poor thinking talks about dreams. Rich thinking works on them. Dreams without effort are just fantasies. The poor mindset compares with others. The rich mindset competes with themselves. The only true race is against yesterday's you. Poor thinking chases shortcuts. Rich thinking builds strong foundations. Quick sandcastles collapse, but real structures last forever. The poor mindset is trapped by fear of loss. The rich mindset is driven by vision of gain. When fear holds you back, vision pulls you forward. Poor thinking avoids responsibility. Rich thinking embraces accountability. Blame weakens you. Ownership strengthens you. The poor mindset spends time on gossip. The rich mindset spends time on goals. Talk is cheap. Action is priceless. Poor thinking says, it's impossible. Rich thinking asks, how can it be possible? Impossible is only a word until someone makes it real. The poor mindset sees failure as defeat. The rich mindset sees failure as feedback. Failure whispers secrets that only the brave hear. Poor thinking settles for less. Rich thinking demands the best. Your standards determine your reality, so never lower them. The poor mindset waits for the right time. The rich mindset creates the right time. Waiting is wasted energy. Action is power in motion. Poor thinking sees obstacles as walls. Rich thinking sees them as doors. Every barrier hides an entry, if you search for the key. The poor mindset spends for pleasure. The rich mindset invests for purpose. Pleasure fades quickly, but purpose builds forever.